Hi, my name is Brocq, and this car behind me is my race car, which I race in the Dunlop Super 2 Series, and it's a V8 powered Nissan Altima. The dream for me started at a very young age. I grew up around race cars my whole life. My dad raced go-karts, supercars, and even my pa had a high-kart business, as well as racing dune buggies as well. It was pretty exciting for me, always having that opportunity to go to the racetrack, hang off the fence, and really understand from a young age what it was all about. Having the old man there from the early age, he taught me a lot, and we got to, I was about 14 years old, and we thought it was probably time to step out of go-karts and try and probably progress our career. And at that stage, we didn't realise exactly how far we're going to get. The first car I got was a Formula V. We looked into all sorts of bits and pieces in Formula 4, production cars, saloon cars, you name it, anything, just to try and kickstart our career and help me understand what driving a real race car is all about. We had some great success in Formula V. I got my first race win in the series at just my third race meeting, and that was down at Phillip Island. And it was one of those things that sort of probably opened a couple of people's eyes and got me the opportunity later on in Formula Ford. The end of 2011 though, we headed over and did the British Formula Ford Festival, which is basically the World Championship of Formula Ford at the time. And we had a great run over there. We ended up getting pole position, won the first race and was leading the second race as well. And unfortunately it all fell over for us when the diff blew itself out of the side of the gearbox. But nonetheless, it was a great experience and sort of gave my name some recognition over in Europe as well. This is where it really got exciting for us. We picked up a drive with Erebus Motorsport, and they induced us into the Erebus Academy at the time, and we went to Formula 3 racing up at Bathurst for the first time. That was really exciting for us, and that's where the Haltech team came on board, and from there, that's the relationship and partnership's really grown, and yeah, it's been awesome. And it was a pretty cool weekend racing Formula 3 up at Bathurst. For the remainder of 2013, we had a couple of Formula 3 races and also moved into the GT3 Championship here in Australia, driving a Mercedes SLS. It was one of the probably coolest cars I've driven to date, and I loved every moment. We had great success with 2 pole positions and 4 race wins. And that's where we made the step up into the V8 Supercar category, which has a secondary category behind that. It's basically a feeder category to help us understand, and that's called the Super 2 Dunlop Series. So we're coming into our 4th season in the Super 2 Dunlop Series, and I've driven an array of cars. I've driven a couple of Falcons, the old blue print spec, and then I've also driven the FGX, which is a COF car build, and also now the Nissan Altima. It's been a great run for us so far. We've had a lot of race wins, and last year we walked away with 7 in total and the most out of the series. And the current car that we're driving in the Dunlop Super 2 Series is a V8 powered Nissan Altima. The category is all about having control parts all the way through to the brakes, the calipers. It uses an Albin sequential 6-speed gearbox. There's a set horsepower figure and torque figure which the cars or the engines have to stay within. It's got to be a V8, it's got to be 5 litres, and the original block has to be from the original road car of some sort. These cars are very challenging to drive, and they're very under-tired, over-braked, have a lot of power, and it's sort of one of those cars they move around a lot, and to get the most out of it, it's really difficult. The biggest thing from there is probably the tyre. They're made to fall away quite fast, and it's very difficult to actually try and get the most out of the tyre over a long distance. And if I had the opportunity to sit in any race car or go for a drive in anything, it'd have to be the pinnacle of it all in Formula 1. It's one of those things. There's a couple of guys that I know have had the chance to drive Formula 1 cars, and yeah, very, very envious of them, and it's one of those things that'd be absolutely unreal to experience the horsepower, the braking capability, and just the overall grip of the car. If you want to see me in action, make sure you tune into the Bathurst 1000 this year. We'll be driving the car sales Nissan Altima, so we were 4th there last year, so fingers crossed we can go a couple more better this time. Thank you very much, guys. Cheers.